Hi guys, it's Ksenia. Welcome back to my channel. So I know the majority of you guys that follow me probably because you have the same scent taste as me. I've always loved the sweetest of the sweetest scents. I love to smell girly and pink and sweet and like candy. And at the start of my channel, that was strictly all I liked. I would not dabble into fresh or florals at all. But I would say within the past couple years, I don't know if I've matured, my scent taste has matured, but I've been really getting into more florals, more fresh scents. I'm just very picky and specific with the type of florals and freshies that I like, because even the freshest of the fresh scents, I need it to have a little warmth in there. And also when it comes to fresh scents or floral scents, I don't want them to just smell like laundry, because to me that's just a waste. My clothes already smell like laundry. I'm not gonna spend hundreds on a perfume just to smell like laundry, if that makes sense. I need character in my perfumes, and so I decided to make this video talking about some floral perfumes that even the sweetest perfume lover could love, because I love these and I love sweet perfumes. So if you're not typically a floral lover, this video might introduce you to some incredible floral fragrances that you may have been missing out on. So with all that said, let's get into it. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and let's get started. Starting off with this Gucci Flora Gorgeous Magnolia fragrance. This scent is obviously screaming floral. There's florals all right up at the front. It looks like a really vintage bottle, and just from the outside packaging and the way that this is marketed, I would usually stay far away from something like this, but if I did that, I would have missed on all the beauty of this scent. This is so much more sweet than it is floral. The florals are there, don't get me wrong, but there is this magical, almost creamy sweetness that's in here that is so freaking good. This has top notes of dewberry, coconut, and orange. It's got middle notes of magnolia, jasmine sambac, ylang ylang, lily of the valley, with base notes of musk, patchouli, and blonde woods. Obviously there's a ton of florals in here, but I would say that opening is really my favorite part of this perfume, because it's this burst of juicy berries. Kind of smells like juicy blackberry to me, along with that coconut, which definitely adds to this lactonic feel in this scent. Now, as it starts to dry down, you do start to get more of those florals, but this is not a heady floral scent. It doesn't smell extremely mature, which was the biggest thing that I had when it came to floral scents. I just didn't like how mature they smelled and how serious they were, but this is not. This is flirty and fun, super feminine and pretty, with a whole ton of sweetness. So I highly recommend this if you like a whole purple vibe and you're into creamy sweet berry kind of scents, but with also a nice mature in the best way kind of feel, then Gucci Flora Gorgeous Magnolia is absolutely incredible. Next, this is one of my most, if not my most, complimented scents, and this bottle that I have right now is more than halfway done, but I do have a backup of this because I don't think I could go without this perfume in my collection. This is Gioveni Irresistible. This is one of those scents where you cannot stop sniffing. It just kind of reels you in. It leaves such an intoxicating scent trail behind you. The sillage and the performance and power of this fragrance is absolutely incredible. I knew this was going to be an incredible scent in my collection from the first day that I bought this, because I wore it out, and within the first hour of me having this on, I got a compliment. I love pear in fragrances. Pear is so good because it has this duality of sweet and sour. It's raining outside. Literally just started raining outside, so at least we have a nice cozy vibe going out there. Anyways, the pear in this is so absolutely delicious, but also it has iris, which iris always gives off this makeup powder kind of scent, and in combination with the rose that's in here, which normally rose is that one note for me that it's either done right or wrong. I hate an old smelling rose, synthetic, an old wardrobe kind of scent kind of rose. You know the rose I'm talking about. That's not the kind of rose that's in here, because it's a whole lot sweeter than that with a nice woodsy base. Such a pretty perfume. It is the epitome of spring and summer. It's inoffensive, but it's still got a nice unique touch to it. I have so many scents in my collection and I haven't really found one that has done this type of scent to perfection, where it kind of just encompasses florals with a lot of sweet, but it's still juicy and fruity without being too juvenile. If you want a perfume that you know is gonna give you compliments, check out Irresistible from Gioveni. Another incredible floral scent is Jo Malone Scarlet Poppy. If you grew up loving Velvet Petals from Victoria's Secret, then you're gonna want to graduate to Scarlet Poppy from Jo Malone. For years, I was looking for just the most perfect perfume that could replicate Velvet Petals in maybe a bit more of a mature kind of way. Because at the end of the day, Velvet Petals is a body mist, and even though it's incredible, I wanted something stronger and perfumier and would kind of match as I grew out of my teenage Velvet Petals self, you know? And I think this is the perfect Velvet Petals version of my late 20s. This features one of my most favorite notes, and that is fig. It's juicy, sweet, borderline candy-like, but the florals in here honestly are undetectable. Obviously, it has poppy, which is the main floral in here. It's a very nostalgic floral because I grew up with these. They were all over Albania. I've said this before when I've talked about this, but I remember my grandma would always show me how to make these dolls out of poppy flowers, so it's a special little memory I have, and I know exactly what that floral smells like, and it's beautiful, and I smell it in here, and there's a nice warmth about it, so it's not just a really heady floral. It's a nice well-rounded scent. I wouldn't call it creamy. I'm not getting like tonic milky in that sense. It's just really smooth and dense. It's got a lot of depth to it. It's not just a fleeting fresh kind of scent. The only bad thing about this, which goes for a lot of Jo Malone scents, which sucks really bad, is the performance on this is not that great, which is horrible considering this is not a cheap perfume. It is more of a high-end scent. It's like almost $200, and I would say the performance on this, if you really overspray, you could probably get this to last you about 4 to 6 hours. But again, that's if you really overspray. If you just kind of normally go in and do a few sprays, it'll probably last you like 2 to 3 hours. It sucks. The performance is just so horrible. But honestly, my favorite way to wear that is in combination with Velvet Petals, because that gives you a nice base, and then this has something to stick to, so it really enhances the scent, which you definitely shouldn't have to do with a perfume of this price point, but it is what it is. The scent is just too good, so I love it. This next scent is probably the most floral and minimal, if any, sweetness to this next scent, but something about this, it's so good that I don't even care that this has absolutely zero sweetness. I almost dropped it. This is Dolce from Dolce Gabbana. This is another absolute love for me. The writing has worn off. I've traveled with this and I cannot put it down. It's another one just like Irresistible that gets me so many compliments. Really easy scents to wear, both of these, easily signature type scents because they're crowd pleasers without smelling too boring. Dolce is completely different from Irresistible though. Two completely different scents, and it's a little ironic at the fact that this is called Dolce but it has absolutely zero sweetness. I don't know why it's called that, but anyways, they have made a ton of flankers to the Dolce line. My favorite is the original, which is this one right here, and I do have a backup of this because I can't do without it. I love this scent. This is all about the florals. In here you have neroli, papaya flower, middle notes of water lily, narcissus, amaryllis, and base notes of musk and cashmeran. This smells kind of like aquatic florals, and it's not sweet, but there is a warmth to the florals that are in here. It's the type of florals that translate to really pretty, feminine, warm florals, not necessarily the kind of aldehydic, really intense synthetic smelling kind of florals. Like, it's the most perfect combination of florals ever. It's a really strong scent, which is something rare when it comes to more fresh and floral scents, because these notes are not necessarily the strongest notes ever. They don't tend to last or project that much. That is a pretty strong one. That lasts me all day. And also because it's not the most complex scent ever, it's a really nice mixing scent. But honestly, I rarely even mix it because I just love the scent of it on its own. I don't want it to be messed with anything else. I'm just saying that because if you were to want to add sweetness, you very easily could, and you wouldn't have to think too much about what to pair with it because most things pair well with it. And what I do really love about it, which this note is not in there, but it gives me a melon vibe, and I love melon. It makes me think of summer. Another very, very floral. It literally has florals all over the bottle. This is by Oscar de la Renta and this is called Bella Blanca from the Bella range, which I know there's a few. I think Bella Blanca has been my favorite. I know the pink one is probably the sweetest one in this line, which is mainly like a flower bomb dupe. I used to have that, but it just was really boring to me. Now this Bella Blanca is so good. I have a lotion of this that I had for the longest and I use it constantly and I love the smell so much that it made me want to just go and buy the perfume. I ordered this online. It's a really inexpensive scent. Now, if I didn't have that lotion, if I were to look at this perfume, the literal white florals that are on the bottle, the white florals that are in the notes, which is literally all white florals, that would kind of put me off. I'm not a fan of strictly white florals. It depends on the perfume, but normally not really something I'm into. So I'm so glad that I have that lotion and I fell in love with it because I would have never discovered this scent otherwise. It would just be one of those scents that I would definitely look past. But I think the reason why I love this is because it features, again, one of my favorite notes, which is pear, just like that Irresistible. Different vibe though. The pear in here is mixing with the other notes and adding that sweetness, whereas in Irresistible, it's kind of the main player in the fragrance. This has top notes of pear, lily of the valley, green leaves, middle notes of jasmine, tuberose, orange blossom, rose, and base notes of musk, white iris, and sandalwood. I used to own Chanel Chance Eau Tendre, and for me that scent was a really fleeting, fresh, fruity floral scent, kind of boring and way too overpriced. But after discovering this, I think this is the 20,000 times better version of Chanel Chance Eau Tendre. There's like a creaminess to this. It doesn't evaporate off of your skin within 10 minutes like that scent did for me personally. It smells kind of like fabric sheets, which kind of contradicts what I said in the beginning that I don't like laundry smelling kind of scents. That's an exception. Something about it is just so good, and the longer that it stays on your skin, it kind of sweetens up with the musk of your natural skin and the musk that is in the perfume. It's such a clean scent with a whole lot of white florals, but because you have that pear, it gives it a nice little sweetness. It's not aldehydic, doesn't smell too mature, super easy, grab and go, office friendly. If you're in a closed environment, it's a type of scent that will do good in those types of occasions. You'll just smell fresh and sweet but really inviting. Those are the 5 main perfumes that I wanted to include in this video, but I'm gonna give an honorable mention because this perfume is something that I would have also walked right past because it's called Wonder Rose by Zara, and I've talked about this in a few of my videos, but this is such an incredible scent. They definitely named this wrong. I am 1000% sure that this name was supposed to be for a different perfume, but they accidentally put it on this because there is not even rose or any florals even in the notes of this perfume, and so I'm confused as to why it's called Wonder Rose. This is all about fruits and vanilla. Again, we have pear. Can you tell that I like pear in this entire video? Like all these perfumes have pear. Red fruits and vanilla, and that's it. Those are the notes. No rose or any floral to be detected. So this is a floral scent that is not a floral scent, but if you looked at it and read the name and you didn't like florals, you'd probably walk right past this. But then you smell it and you realize, oh, this is gummy berry candy. Not gonna lie, performance is not great. It's actually horrible. So you do need to reapply. Also, it can be more of a generic scent. It comes off almost like those berry detangler sprays that your mom used to use on you when you were growing up. So there's that, but I think it's a really nice layering scent if you have a more mature berry scent to go on top of it. I've never tried this combination, but either this and this would go so well together because the berries in here would go really well with the dewberry that's in here, but also with Scarlet Poppy. I think this would go really, really well because again, it matches the vibes. So definitely look into Wonder Rose. It's also the cheapest fragrance on this entire list. I think you could probably get this for like $15. Those are all my floral recommendations for the floral haters out there. Definitely try these out if you just want to take a nice little step into the floral world without completely overwhelming yourself. I think any one of these would be a really nice start. So I highly recommend them. Let me know your #1 floral scent that is not too floral and that even a sweet lover could love in the comments down below. That is it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.